Time is 43 past 5 o'clock. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Welcome to Boys Night Out. My name is Tony.
My name is Gino Killiamore. Before we start off the show, it is a holiday today. So most people will be like, in house clothes, t-shirts, shorts, whatever, that sort of thing. And then here's Tony in his barong. Dude, are you attending the sauna or something?
No, there's no sauna. There's no sauna, bro. There's no sauna.
Baka merong special meeting for
It's
members
former Senator Ninoy Aquino's death anniversary, right?
It is.
40 years. 40 years.
Has it been 40 years already?
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. 83? 83.
Ah, sure. Yeah.
88 ako eh. So, yeah.
5 years ahead.
5 years. That's why. But yeah, no, I have something later, so it requires a barong. So I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to go home, and I'm gonna just jet right after this and hit the. Oh, okay. There we go. We have some guests coming up later on. Very accomplished Gen Zs. So obviously we have to have that check and balance, Gino.
We gotta cultivate the youth.
Yeah. No, it's always Viva Max. It's always Viva One. It's always maybe a beauty queen. So I thought maybe we should change it up and find some millennials, some Gen Zs who are very well accomplished in terms of accolades and
yeah. Because we're not just about aesthetic. Yes. We're also about something deeper, diba? We are people of substance.
Empowering the youth, and
we're substantaneous. Diba? That's a word.
Well, yeah. Hopefully. So we'll get to them in a short bit. One is going to be here, or the one's actually here already, and then we have another one coming online. So
okay, yeah.
So two of them, they're best friends. And they got great stuff. They got, I believe, 2 books, and one book just came out a couple months ago, which we'll touch up on. Yeah. I know. At the age of 26, what were you doing? I don't think I was thinking of having a book.
Was it a question of what or who?
I don't even think I was even reading books at 26.
Oh, man. We were too busy going out. Let's be honest. We were probably getting drunk. If we did read books... Yeah. We probably forgot it.
That's right.
Because of the amount of alcohol that we took into our bodies.
Yeah, but, there was no way I was gonna try and write a book or thought of empowering.
That's exactly why.
I wasn't empowering you. I was corrupting the minds of other people during at 26.
I refuse to see it as corruption. I see it as like what you mentioned earlier. It's all about balance, right? So if you're gonna do something productive, you also have to balance it out with something fun. And it just so happens that we were kind of like the agents of fun. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're not agents of productivity. So we're like, hey, you know what? You're working too hard. Come, unwind. Let me get a drink for you. Ganun lang. Sakto lang. So.
Oh my gosh. Traffic isn't so bad. I believe in the next week or next couple of weeks, it's going to be terrible. So just brace yourselves. If I'm not mistaken, public schools go back in a week's time.
And there's at least over the weekend. At least over the weekend, there was a road, like some road works on C5 southbound near BGC. So obviously, when you block up one area of a major thoroughfare, that has repercussions all throughout the veins of the city. So. Yeah, C5 traffic was pretty bad over the weekend. I don't know if they fixed it already. I haven't.
It's a long weekend, right? So, I mean, I'm surprised you're in town.
Oh, no, I went out of town yesterday, but I just did a day trip. I went wakeboarding after a really long time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I can't move.
I can't
move now. No. Just in Pampanga. Deca.
Okay, Verde.
Deca Wake Clark.
What is that? Was it Verde?
Deca Wake Clark. Deca Wake Park. It's in Clark.
Deca Wake Clark.
Pradera Verde has been closed for a while.
No
at
way.
least the wakeboarding.
No way.
Yeah. They haven't reopened since the pandemic. So it used to be you had 4 options technically that were kind of close to Metro Manila. The closest one being RWP, New Valley. And then you had 2 in Pampanga.
Which one was yung Palisdaan dati? The RP?
That's Lago. That's Lago in Batangas.
Okay.
It's still open, but that's about I'd say a 3-hour, 2.5-hour drive to get there, because I mean obviously you'd have to go through Tagaytay, then all the way to I forgot what the place is called. Basta sa Batangas.
Okay.
Like near Lian.
Yeah,
Batangas.
Lian Batangas.
Yeah. So the closest one was RWP because it was just a New Valley. It was about a 45-minute drive, and then they had two in Pampanga, one in Pradera, which is in Lubao, and then there's Deca Wake Park in Clark. Now all of that RWP and Pradera are closed, so the only one that's operating now is Deca Wake Clark and Lago.
Of
course, you have CWC also, but that's like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah, that's not even worth it.
Or a 15-minute plane ride.
Or you know what I think it is these venues.
Yeah,
they need obviously they need people, right? That's how they make their money.
Sure.
So what happened
it was really the pandemic that killed it.
Yeah, pandemic, and I also think the influx of people. I mean, when you look at it aesthetically, wakeboarding is great for a certain period, but the aesthetics of surfing, even if you can't surf, right? Just the aesthetics of driving to La Union, Baler, Siargao, it's different because I mean you can actually have the surfer guys or the teachers.
Maganda yung view.
Yes. I mean. With wakeboarding, there's a bit of a view, but I mean, with the venues of
Kasi it's
La Union,
not the beach.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly. Yeah. So even if you don't know how to surf, pupunta ka. Bakit? Kasi the after parties for surf.
Okay naman yung tambayan
people
sa
who surf or don't even surf, just the surfing culture.
Yeah.
You know that the after party is fun, or at least the party is fun. And that's the way I see it, and I think that's why so many people went towards surfing, and then like wakeboarding kind of like is nawala because there used to be a lot of people. Like one of my friends, she used to wakeboard like weekly. I think you might know her. Doc. She used to work for Centro Holistico. Now she opened up her own practice, I believe, in Scout area. But she would be like weekly. Ano yan?
Yeah.
Weekend warrior.
Right. Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, she kind of like, after the pandemic, wala na. This was...
Well, yun nga din kasi, like, which was weird because honestly, like, wakeboarding is one of the safer non-contact sports. You know what I mean? Because like there's such a huge gap between you and the next rider. I mean, at least if you're on the water already. So it would have actually been like one of the safer sports during the pandemic, but they didn't allow it, obviously. So these businesses like really suffered. RWP before, like there was never a time na walang tao dun, even on weekdays.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously like a year and a half, and it's not cheap to maintain, I'm assuming, because I mean obviously like you have to treat the water also. While it's there, you have to keep the machinery running too. But I think there's a sobrang different kasi yung vibe ng wakeboarding from surfing. Like surfing is it's nature oriented. You know what I mean? Like also, even if you don't surf, like it would be interesting to go because like you're at the beach and whatever. And even if you're not a surfer, you can enjoy the beach. But with a wake park, it's really just like I'm going there to wakeboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that's it.
That's exactly.
But it's also arguable na parang it's easier to get to because like on surfing, it's so dependent on if there are waves or not.
Yeah.
Like, if there are no waves, wala kang surf. But with wakeboarding, the park will always be there.
Yeah, that's what I think. It makes you, or it teaches you patience. Sobra. I mean,
it's probably why I don't like it.
You gotta get up early. You don't have the luxury of having a motor drag you around. You know what I mean? This is something that you're gonna have to paddle out.
True.
And then after you paddle, you have to actually time.
You have to wait
the wave. Yeah, you have to time the wave, and if you, it's milliseconds. Konting mabagal ka, you lose that wave, and so.
The reward is so quick. Like, how long does it take you to paddle out? It took me a long time, and then you're standing on the board for like what, 3 to 5 seconds, and then wala na.
Oh, I found the name of Doc. Doc Isa Domingo. You probably.
I don't think I've met her,
okay.
but or maybe I have.
Yeah,
maybe
you probably have.
Maybe
Impossible.
I bumped into her like in the wake park.
I think she would live like in the wake parks for like weeks on and
Yeah.
maafam.
Oh, well, but I used to be like that, but I kind of, when did I stop
When you got
going
your ACL.
regularly? No, actually, I still went back.
Okay.
Dude, after I got my ACL torn, I stopped for a year, obviously, just to, rest and rehab and stuff. But once I was given the green light, I was going pretty regularly. I think I stopped going regularly around 2017 to 2018, just because traffic was getting bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like other things had kind of taken over in life and whatever. And today I kind of remembered like why I don't go regularly anymore because like, man, I cannot move. You know what I mean? Like I'm just sitting down.
No, you gotta go to a physio, man.
I just need sleep. I just need a little bit of rest. I had like 3 hours of sleep and then I went wakeboarding. Not the smartest.
You like injuries, huh?
No, bro.
Gino,
I love enjoying life. I love enjoying
as you
life.
age, the body isn't like how it was once
I know
before.
it's super not the same as like in your early 20s or whatever. Where you kind of just Hindi, wala. Kasi, okay, so there's this new video game that came out, which is they're arguing that it's probably like game of the year for 2023. Easily one of the best games I've ever played also. And so I had gotten it, and I told myself Saturday night that I would sleep at around 1:12 because I'd have to wake up at like 7 or 6:30.
What game is this?
It's called Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
I slept at 5:30, man.
What?
I mean,
that's good.
I was heading to the bed at 5:30.
This was Friday, Thursday going into Friday?
Saturday night.
Sunday. Oh, yeah.
And then we were going to the wake park on a Sunday. So yeah.
Is that game that good?
It's super good. It's easily like easiest game of the year ever. And
really?
and the great thing about it is
what game is this again?
Baldur's Gate 3. So
do you have to like
Baldur's Gate came out in the 90s. There's Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2. It's basically like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. So if you're into that whole tabletop turn-based,
I don't even have a console.
But do you have to be like into it before?
No, not really.
Or you can like
it's because the story's so good. The story's so good. Like you can have sex with a bear.
What?
So in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, there are druids, right? So basically they shapeshift into like, creatures of nature. And whatever. So you can have sex with that person and, he shapeshifts into a bear.
And that's why you stayed up till 5:30.
I did not stay up because of that. But like, it's just...
was that one of your goals?
No, it's just a really small percentage of why it's such a great game. Okay. You guys are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, right? Like the original Dungeons and Dragons.
I know the booklet.
Yeah. So the thing behind that is it's all imagination, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like Tony will say, "I'm the dungeon master," and like there's a minotaur in front of you. Slick, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna cast something. You know what I mean? With whatever you have, it's all imagination. The great thing about Baldur's Gate is it takes that imagination and gives you a visual of what that's like. But
so you have a choice.
Yes, you have choices.
Oh, you have choices. Okay.
I say there's freedom to pretty much do whatever you would want to do.
Nice.
Like, say there's a Slick. You know how this works. Usually, like if there's a main boss or a mini boss, then usually you'd have to kick the crap out of them to be able to proceed, right?
Yes.
Baldur's Gate isn't like that. I mean, obviously there are still fights that you kind of have to go through, but there are other ways around it. Like let's just say you can talk your way out of it. If you pass a successful charisma roll or something, or you can poison them, you can stab them in the back. Like there's so much to do, and like one of the best things that you can do about it is so you have your druids, right, and then they can shapeshift into this owl bear thing, and then you can stack boxes on top of each other. So you can stack like a really high tower of boxes. Get the owl bear on top of the box and do a owl bear off the top rope. And then kind of just jump on your enemy. Dude, I in like it's that imaginative.
It's that open, yeah. Okay,
and what makes it even more impressive is it's not even a big studio that created Baldur's Gate 3. It's not EA, it's not Blizzard or something like that. So now all the and there are no microtransactions. Like it's just you pay once, and that's it.
And
It's
you're
a
done.
great game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to buy like skins or something.
Yeah, no, not anything like that. And that's why like it's kind of disrupting the whole gaming industry because people are now saying like, oh, kaya naman pala eh. Because all these AAA manufacturers are saying like, oh, the reason why we have to do microtransactions is because we have to sustain the business, blah blah blah. But like here's a tinier game dev studio that is proving them all wrong and coming out with like the best game of the year. So
now, how much is this?
on PC, I think it's about 2,500 something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I saw it on the PlayStation Store the other day, so I was I actually wanted to ask you. So okay, since you talked about it, then all right, I'll get it. See, Susie,
that's super good.
Tin says, "How about?"
she's probably gonna
like,
say,
"Where's
nothing.
Owl Bear?" She's like, "She's Owl Bear."
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, outside of the gameplay, like the storyline is fantastic.
So, but did you finish it already?
No, that's the thing. I've spent let me check how many hours I've actually spent on it.
What? You
I
spent
have played 114 hours worth of this game so far.
Wow.
What? Wait. 114 and you started Saturday?
No. I started maybe like Thursday or something.
What?
Sometime last week.
Yo.
So no, it's crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, like I have I have an addictive personality. So if I'm
you really do
something.
like every single little thing within the game.
Yeah, and so here's the funny part. So like I probably spent like 40 hours on Act 1.
Okay, so wait, do you get to pick your character first?
You can create a character. You can create a custom character, but then there are also like legacy characters that you can use if you want like fully voice lines or whatever. I created my own.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the voice acting is fantastic. The graphics are fantastic. Like it really just kind of shoves you into this world of the Sword Coast, and it's amazing.
Well, if you're doing 100 hours in 4 days, goodness gracious, that's a lot of hours.
Like,
cheers, my friend.
This is like my third or fourth playthrough. Plus, you get to do multiplayer also. So
you can
with
online?
with multiplayer. Yes, you can play online. I'm not sure if it's cross-platform yet. But yeah, you can play with other people. So essentially, every time you play, you have a party of 4. If you're playing alone, then you control all 4. One can be a custom character, and then the 3 are like the legacy characters. But if you're playing with friends, like you can all be custom characters.
But then, is this the game? Because I saw it over the weekend. Is that like, can you sleep in the game?
Yes.
You sleep in the game, and then sometimes I see that sometimes maybe like one person will die while you sleep because they went off to do something else on their own.
Oh no. Well, at least with this game, like you have, if you're playing together with other people, like you all have to sleep at the same time. But you can adventure separately.
Oh.
So let's just say like while everyone's awake, like one can go to this town, the other one can go here, the other one can go here, the other one can go here.
Boys night out lang, di ba? Adventure lang si Tones.
Oh, adventure lang. Diba? Kala mo si Sam lang nag-adventure, si Tones din.
Wala. It's very chill weekend.
Are you wearing a barong?
He is, man.
Wow, nice. I like the barong.
Diba? Ganda.
Where'd you get the barong?
This is
place we probably can't afford.
No. This is matagal na to. This is really old.
By
Francis Labiran. I don't know.
Yeah, that's sinasabi ko.
What?
You can see Francis Libiran. Hindi pa si Francis Libiran eh. It's Francis Libiran. Because you know, bro.
Francis. I was gonna say Francis Escudero. Thank you.
We're like, oh, what's that?
Alam mo yun, nadyajahe ka kasi sabihin kasi alam mo hindi afford nung mga kausap po.
No.
Kunwari nakapatek ka. Tapos, ang ganda ng watch mo, bro. Ano yan? Patek. Yung medyo ganun lang.
Parang wala lang.
Wala lang.
But
barong mo, bro. Francis Libiran.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like, for example, you can't like get a lower end, say just a really off the rack kind
like
of
an RTW.
That looks like that is because obviously it's made for Tony. But then like, now they have a lot of those. Have you seen a lot of those mod watches that on Instagram? Is that it'll look like a Patek, but then it's like a Seiko.
Seiko.
Yeah.
Seiko has a lot of those. Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. I mean, I've seen a bunch and it looks like there's a Rolex, but then from afar, if you're not like really into it, you're like, oh, that's a Rolex. Or that's a Patek, that's an AP, but then it's really just like a Seiko face. But
si Coach is asking, why would you do that when you can just buy the real thing?
No. I ain't Sam.
The thing is, I would feel bad if I went to work wearing one because Tony's just looking at me and
no. It's Sam. I don't collect watches. Sam collects his watches.
Sabihin ni Tony,
I ain't a watch guy.
Bro, kulang ba yung sweldo sa'yo? Kasi ba't di ka nakabili nito?
Tapos Tony's gonna he's gonna
you will say, oh bro, kulang.
What do you call it? What do you call a watch enthusiast?
Don't you get itchy, bro?
Itchy. Not real gold.
What is it? Is it a horologist?
It's gonna turn green.
Horologist, ba?
Horologist, yeah.
Yeah,
Horologist, that's really what it's called though.
Yeah. See, I don't. I'm not a watch collector like.
I mean,
Sam.
I guess we could say Tony is also a horologist.
Yes, he is, my friend.
What's up to Chris and Chris Patelo Villarosa, who's on Facebook. Also, our friends from YouTube, Grace Ilagan. We have also Sibari, who's asking, can you pet the dog in Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes, you can. You can actually. Okay, so there's this dog in the forest called Scratch, and if you if you're a druid or something, and if you have like animal handling, whatever, you can basically like befriend the dog and have it in your camp. And dude, ito you know how I know that this might sound like ay wala lang to some people, but just to give you a glimpse of how well thought of this game was. So as a ranger or a druid, there's a skill called speak with animals. Essentially, you're like Dr. Dolittle.
Okay.
Dude, as in literal, like if there's a rat in the forest or whatever, and then you talk to it, like it'll have a dialogue of its own.
Oh.
What?
Ganon.
Wait,
Yeah.
the rat talks?
Yeah, if you have that skill of talk with animals, speak with animals. So as in all the animals in the game, like you can actually talk to like the birds, the boars, the bears, and then they'll have like, parang like there are side quests where you're basically like investigating who did this murder, and then there's a rat feeding on the dead body, right? Because like that's what
that's what rats do.
Yeah, and then you can have a full blown conversation about it and like how he's like, oh yeah, this is the guy that like killed it and whatever. But like the guy he killed was like my master. He would give me cheese, but like his dinner tastes so much better. Like ganon. Like,
Oh man.
because he's speaking from the perspective of a rat. You know what I mean? Like it's so galing, dude.
All right.
That's why 114 hours is so easy to spend on
114 hours in 5 days. That's incredible. That's,
I think I spent the most time on a video game was Ghosts. Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. Oh, that was another like.
Yeah, that one was like I was like
was a
super into
beauty
it
also.
because I like the whole Japanese thing and
Yeah.
the samurai.
Well, this one, because gameplay wise, is a little different. I would say Ghost of Tsushima is more action oriented. This is more strategy / action because like it's turn-based combat. So
this one's not like just kill. This one.
No.
Use your mind.
This is story. This is mind. This is coming up with clever little ways to outsmart enemies. Like, because if you go in balls deep, like, you're just gonna die.
Oh, balls deep.
But you can't go balls deep.
You always get in trouble if you do that, my friend.
Yeah. It's so 2023. Like when you create your character, so you have the option to choose from different types of penises and different types of vulvas. Yeah. And then you can be non-binary. You can have a female voice and have like male genitals, whatever. And like you can romance anybody in your party. So whether wala straight sa Baldur's Gate, everybody's like so fluid.
so it's it's a very inclusive game, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is actually.
Yeah,
Well, I guess if you can make love to a bear, right? So
yeah, man. Yeah, you can make love to a bear, a vampire, whatever. Yeah.
If that's been your dream, there you go. Here you go. This is your chance.
Yeah, you can even like make out with somebody with tentacles as a mouth. So
Tony.
oh man, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Hentai kind of dream.
Sorry, man. It's the best.
No, I'm okay. I'm good, bro. We're gonna take a quick break. We have our guest here. They're actually just outside, so get ready to upgrade your skill set and be empowered. Especially the kids out there, Gen Zs. Great guest we have. Not the usual guest that we usually have. So this is going to be interesting.
Why? What are the usual guests that we have?
Please elaborate. Who are our usual suspects?
Thanks to Viva.
Wow.
Pero meron din tayo. Hindi lang today, di ba? Bukas yata.
This one, you're going to have to put on your thinking caps and then turn up the volume and really listen. And,
You're gonna have to think.
Yeah, be educated to this later this afternoon, evening. All right, we'll take a quick one and be right back.
Boys Night Out. Today's best Boys Night Out Magic.
Ang bagong lasang pinili ng regular beer drinkers, Paraiso Beer Bighani. Bagong Paraiso Bighani, citrusy, aromatic at refreshing. Ang tunay na nakakabighaning lasa ng beer. In a blind taste test certified by Octa Research, ang Paraiso Bighani ay mas nagustuhan ng 6 out of 10 beer drinkers in NCR compared sa ibang beer na may 5% alcohol. Tikman ng mapatunayan, a taste of Paraiso. Drink responsibly. Tikman ang Paraiso beer. Only 110 pesos SRP for 1 liter. Drink responsibly.
There's a place where I feel safe, a place where I can be me. It's your pure love.
Give your family pure water, pure love. Absolute.
Always safe with your pure love.
Pure water for the family. 8-liter Absolute.
Let's use our energy the right way. Here are your energy efficiency quick tips for the day. Did you know that choosing the appropriate sizing of your air conditioner when buying can significantly save energy? To reduce energy consumption, it is important to accurately match the cooling capacity of the aircon to the size of the room. Together, let's make a difference.
You have the power.
Energy efficiency starts with you. This is a public service announcement from the Department of Energy and the station.
Step into your best outfit, put on your favorite lipstick, and invite your girls for the ultimate GNO at Silo. Ladies get in for free from 10 p.m. until 12 midnight every Wednesday to Saturday. Get ready to slay the night and strut your stuff on the dance floor. For reservations, book online www.thepalacemanila.com or contact +639 17680-8888. The magic goes to your favorite night spots in the Metro. We bring you the Magic Bar Tour. Join us for a night of booze, music, dancing, and vibing. Catch us on Friday, August 25 at Bugsy's Saucedo Makati from 10 p.m. onward. Tune in for prizes and a whole lot of surprises. So gather your friends, get your dancing shoes on, and celebrate the night away. Because everywhere you go, there's magic. See you there. Next on RBO. Viva International Pictures, MVP Entertainment, and Magic 89.9 invite you to the advanced screening of Devils.
민성아, 내가 재환이 형이야. 뭐라는 거야, 이씨.
Starring Jung Dong-yoon, Oh Dae-won, Jung Jae-ho, Devils.
걔가 내 몸을 뺏어갔어. 좀 도와줘.
What would you do if you woke up in the face of a murderer? Run, hide, use it carefully. Devils, written and directed by Kim Jae-hoon. On Tuesday, August 22 at the SM Megamall Cinema 2, 7 o'clock p.m. Just wait for the DJ's cue to call for your chance to win an invite. Devils. This movie premiere is made possible by Viva International Pictures, MVP Entertainment, and today's best music, Magic 89.9. Devils in theaters August 23.
Broadcasting from the heart of Metro Manila and heard around the world through www.magic899.com. We are the kind of magic that hits like this.
What it is, ho, what's up?
And makes you feel like this.
I've been gone for a minute. Watch me dance, dance the night.
So if it sounds right, it's gotta be right. We're radio's finest. We are Magic 89.9 DWTM.
Summertime makes me come alive, makes me think of you. drive till the colors fade. I get carried away, lost in days. I can't complain when all I think about is you. I get carried away, lost in days. I can't complain when all I think about is you. Summertime makes me come alive, makes me think of you. Sunny skies turn starry-eyed in this never-ending June. I got lost on my way home. The streetlights turned gray, so I made up my own way. I'll drive till the colors fade. I get carried away, lost in days. I can't complain when all I think about is you. Shed my skin. It's time now to begin again, begin again. Solar spin, just a sentimental paraffin, begin again. Follow me down, I took a leap, I'm in the deep end now. I couldn't breathe on the surface, and I was so proud of living free, but with no way out. I took a leap, I'm in the deep end now. Let me live.
today's best music.
Magic 89.9. And beauty brands in Watson's. With helpful pharmacists and reliable beauty advisors in Watson's, you can choose from our wide range of health and beauty products. Shop over 1,000 Watson's stores nationwide or download the Watson's app. Don't miss this chance to check out your favorite health, wellness, and beauty brand. Look good, do good, feel great, and bring out a happy you with Watson's.
Watch Ben and Ben, SB19, and Zach Tabudlo live on September 24 at the Watson's Playlist Concert at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Get your free tickets when you shop online this August. Watson's. Look good, do good, feel great. Next on RBO.
Viva International Pictures, MVP Entertainment, and Magic 89.9 invite you to the advanced screening of Devils.
민성아, 내가 재환이 형이야. 뭐라는 거야, 이씨. 걔.
Starring Jung Dong-yoon, Oh Dae-won, Jung Jae-ho. Devils.
걔가 내 몸을 뺏어갔어. 좀 도와줘.
What would you do if you woke up in the face of a murderer? Run, hide, use it carefully. Devils, written and directed by Kim Jae-hoon. On Tuesday, August 22 at the SM Megamall Cinema 2, 7 o'clock p.m. Just wait for the DJ's cue to call for your chance to win an invite. Devils. This movie premiere is made possible by Viva International Pictures, MVP Entertainment, and today's best music, Magic 89.9. Devils in theaters August 23.
The Magic goes to your favorite night spots in the Metro. We bring you the Magic Bar Tour. Join us for a night of booze, music, dancing, and vibing. Catch us on Friday, August 25 at Bugsy Salcedo Makati from 10 p.m. onward. Tune in for prizes and a whole lot of surprises. So gather your friends, get your dancing shoes on, and celebrate the night away. Because everywhere you go, there's magic. See you there.
Magic 89.9.
All right, welcome back to the show. As promised, these two individuals are very well accomplished at such a young age, Slick, Gino. I don't know what you were doing at 26, but...
Don't ask, man. Don't ask.
What?
Don't ask. You don't want to hear what I was doing at 26. I was up to no good.
Our first guest, well, actually, they're best friends. She's 26 years old, writer, editor, women's empowerment advocate, grad from, is it the Ateneo de Manila University? Sam's not here, so...
Tama. According to Sam.
According to Sam.
Blue Babble,
Mr. Blue Babble.
Cheers. May V sa Alikinu the V.
She has a degree in interdisciplinary studies, tracks in communication and political science, as well as a minor in English literature. Okay.
Jesus, and that's just college. That's not even what she did after college, man.
Parang lalang.
Like,
you know what? I got time.
When people ask me, what did you do in college? Business. Business.
What did you take at UAMP, Gino?
Bro, liberal arts.
And also, it doesn't stop there. Check this out. Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. She's received first-class honors certificate from, is this SOAS? SOAS University of London's academic summer school. She went to school in summer.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
It's summer.
You know what?
Summer is meant to be enjoyed.
You know why? Because summer is there. You might as well make yourself.
But this was during the pandemic, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
2020. What were you doing in the pandemic of 2020? We were
I was
stuck
doing
at
this
home.
exactly.
We were stuck.
Contemplate. I was debating what the meaning of
We had
life was,
COVID.
honestly.
We had COVID during summer. Remember that? All of us.
Yeah, summer of 2020. And
Yeah.
like I was having an existential crisis. Like, is radio really something
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing? Everything's shutting down. Are we
is this my
supposed to be
calling?
here? Yeah.
So-
is this the end of the world? I don't know.
So she has her certificate from SOAS University of London's Academic Summer School 2020 for the Gender and Conflict course, which this is the first time I'm hearing that. All right. Founder and managing editor of Big Deal, an anthology of Filipino women's stories and art published in 2021, and which was a compilation of works of Gen Z and millennial Filipinas that aim to recognize the inherent beauty of women lifting up other women while celebrating the myriad ways there are to tell a story. And then she has another book we'll get to in just a bit. But we also have her best friend who's already online with us. Yana is the co-founder and co-editor of Big Deal, an anthology of Filipino women's stories, as I mentioned. So we want to welcome Katya and Yana. Yana is currently pursuing her master's degree. Of course she is. Of course she is, right?
Wait, Toads, I don't know. Like, did you specifically choose this day for the rest of us to make us feel dumber than we really are?
Yeah. I feel like I want to go back to school now. She is currently pursuing her master's degree in mental health counseling at Boston College.
Oh,
nice.
Perfect.
BC.
You can practice on us.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, ladies. Katya, Yana.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us.
So my first question to you guys is, you really like studying, no? Like, you really... Kasi parang-
Why?
No. I want to find out where this stems from. Like, where the inspiration for this comes from.
Is it that bad at home?
Evening.
Blink twice. Blink twice if it's really bad at home, and this is the only way to get out. Is this the only way to get out of the house, is to keep on studying?
Well, I took my course online.
Okay. So
okay. So you were at home. So the house is fine.
home,
Everything at home is fine.
Oh yeah, because
That's what we established that,
2020
yeah.
was
2020 is
basically
like
everything was closed down. Okay.
Yeah.
See, they were wondering how they can better educate themselves. We were wondering, how do we survive the pandemic? Right?
No, dude, we talked about this. Like, there are two types of people during the pandemic. There's like you know what? I'm going to take this time to make myself better, which is obviously them. And then there are people in the pandemic who are like, oh, look, a break. You know?
Let's see where this leads me to.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but they were
like,
24, right?
Nothing is assured.
So.
So.
24 Yans?
I think we were. I think we were when we were starting it. We were 20.
Yeah.
See, 24 years old. Oh my goodness gracious.
So have you guys always been like excellent at academics, like at a young age? Like, because I mean, obviously, like with the track record that you guys are currently like, with the track that you guys are currently on right now, it just kind of begs that question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it something that you've always been passionate about? Like, has education always been like, you know, one of the things that you really kind of wanted to get into?
Well, I think for Yana,
I love school. I was that person that super loved school.
That's great. It's great to hear.
But I think Katya and I genuinely love to learn about new things, whether that's the track we're interested in, or writing, or in psychology, which is what I want to do in the future. But we just like to learn and discuss all of that as well. So I suppose we would say we kind of, I mean, Kat, did you like school?
Only the subjects I was interested in. That's why I decided to do like,
so
a
very
course on
very
gender,
focused on what drew your attention also.
So very selective.
Right. No, because I'd be really upset if like you guys were like, oh, I hate school. It just so happens that I did really well in it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's a natural talent.
I'd be really sad.
But they do have a book, Gino Slick. It's called Big Deal, Volume 1. An anthology of works, obviously, from the struggles and the different individuals of Gen Z and millennial Filipinas. This was basically the you guys were brainstorming during the pandemic?
We were actually. So Yana and I are best friends.
Okay.
For context, we grew up together. We've known each other since birth, basically.
Okay.
Our dads are best friends.
Nice.
Our moms too. So during the pandemic, Yana and I would be like FaceTiming with our other friends, as everyone else was, and we'd be having these conversations like late at night, you know, bearing our souls to each other, all of these heart-to-hearts and things like that. And Yana was the one actually who came to me with the idea of doing a project together. We'd never done anything like it before, and she was like, I really want to do something for women. What can we do? And so putting together our brains with Yana's psychology background and my writing background, we decided to put together a book of stories by and for women. Yeah.
There wasn't too much in terms of...
Wait, so this happened all over Zoom?
You don't want to know what we were doing on Zoom.
Dude, we were made the super club on Zoom.
You know what we were doing? You know the first thing we did on Zoom was Inuman.
Inuman at the same time.
We were also doing that.
Yeah. But at least something productive came out of it.
Yeah,
you guys. You know what I mean? Now you have a book together. You know. What are we doing with our lives?
Nothing.
But you guys were more, I guess, interested in putting a book with Gen Zs and younger females rather than older females. And why younger?
Jans, you wanna
Yeah,
start?
of course. Well, at the time, as Kat was saying, we had lots of Zoom inumans, not just with each other, but with our friends, and
Right.
it was something that we felt like our generation, let's say, millennials or Gen Zs, weren't. There's not much information about Filipino women's experiences. And actually,
Okay.
Kat, I think it was because you also mentioned to me that when you were trying to write your thesis, there wasn't any material for you to base any of your research on, and that was kind of what we felt would be a good jumping off point, because we were
Right.
saying, oh, this is our demographic, these are people we
Okay.
know, and this is the conversations we hear, so it would be good to start with something that maybe like we can kind of resonate with as well.
So what are some of the things that obviously there's really no point of reference, right? Because there's not enough info. There's no articles. But what are some of the topics that you discuss or things that you want to bring up in terms of the Gen Zs and the millennials? What's the most common questions that want to be answered or asked?
So with the book, Yan and I, we wanted to highlight both the struggles and the joys of Gen Z and millennial Filipinas. We had no idea how to start a book.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like, how are we going to do this? And so we decided to invite other women to join us. And so we were tapping like friends, like mutual friends, and also other references to come and join us. And a lot of the people actually that we featured, we've never even met in person, and we just gave them like very broad guidelines for like for the pieces, because a lot of the pieces, we have some essays, we have poems, we have photo sets, we have original artworks and things like that. We just really wanted, the prompt that we gave was for them to highlight whatever
Showcase.
showcase like their talents, and to talk about things that they've gone through, whether they wanted to highlight what it's like to be like a woman in the workforce, or to highlight what it means to be a woman, or experiences of harassment that they had gone through and never got to talk about before. So these were like we just asked them to submit us an artwork or like a written piece that encapsulated all of this, so that we could really celebrate all of these things and also shed light on them, especially those that were more difficult to talk about.
How did you come up with
I
that
like
list?
There's the aspect of not just the it's essentially not just the highlights, it's also the struggles, because it makes it more realistic, and at least that way people won't think like, oh, how come this isn't happening to me? Like, it's supposed to be so easy, like if you just highlight all the positives, right? So it's nice that there's that. But sorry, Tones, going back to your question, what was it?
Yeah, how did you come up with the list? Obviously, with very little ground in terms of movement during the 2020, the pandemic, everything was online. How did you come up with the list of women when there's nothing?
You want to be part of
when
it,
there's no, I mean, it's harder because everything is shut down, but more so, everyone's online. So what was the prerequisite in terms of being part of this book? How did you handpick each of the 24 women in a Big Deal?
Well,
Did you put names in a bowl and then okay, you know what?
No, we didn't.
Or
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, hey, don't you know this person? Okay, let's try it first, and then and we'll go down the
shooting
line.
our shot with like as many people as we knew, and
Okay.
we kind of put together a project brief, and we were messaging people that we hadn't even spoken to in years, or we were also asking friends of friends.
Friends of friends.
Yeah. And so
Slide a DM,
yes,
right?
really.
That's it.
A lot of that.
Was like
Was it,
Gen Z or
hey,
millennial.
long time no see?
Coffee tayo minsan.
We have a project that we want to do. I want to see if you're interested.
Did you guys
Maybe
get
not the best way to
everyone
approach
that you
it.
guys handpicked out of the 24, or there are some women that you wanted to be part of this
To
book?
be part of the book, but didn't make it, or
Well,
maybe
if we could include more women,
Okay.
yeah,
All
we
right.
definitely would have. But then we also wanted to make sure that the project was manageable, because again, it was all online.
Okay.
And it was a bit of a struggle to even like put the book together, and
Publish
there were many
it.
times
Right.
that we were like, how are we gonna do this? And we were lucky to find a publisher, and it actually took a year and a half to put the whole
Wow.
thing together.
I know a lot of I mean, it's a wide range of women, guys. Slick Sam, Slick and Gino. You have
Miss Sanda, bro. He's in New York pa.
yeah, you have
He's
looking for
second
Blackpink.
honeymoon
you have a
now.
couple
He's looking for
journalists,
Blackpink there.
broadcast. Seth Gerlon's here, Megan Young.
That's the other book.
Oh, that's the other book.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so which are the ones in
Which
this
one are we
book?
talking about?
Big deal.
In Big Deal, we have a lot of women who went anonymous as well, understandably.
Oh,
because a lot of the
okay.
topics covered were sensitive.
Okay.
So, if you want to find out who's in it, buy a copy.
Get the book.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Were there some of the ones that obviously are in the book that surprised you when you heard their story or when they sent you their story? They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Yeah, a lot of it was like surprise in a sad way, but also in a happy way, because like what we were saying a while ago was the balance of highlighting the struggles but also the joys in being a woman, but also seeing how much also each person has grown in their experience and also changed as a person. And I think that's something that Katya and I feel like we're really so privileged to be able to see that. And they were honest and open with us and telling us what their experiences were and their stories were. So that was honestly one of the more beautiful moments for me of this project, was really seeing that come together.
What was the, I guess, common denominator for most women in terms of the struggles? Well, what is there a lot of here in the Philippines when it comes to women in the workforce?
Harassment.
Harassment, talaga.
Harassment, I think, was a universal experience touched upon in the book. And I mean, sad as it was to hear these stories, we also made sure to tell these women that we really wanted to create a safe space for them.
Right.
Because a lot of the women who contributed to the book had never really spoken about what they had gone through.
Yeah.
And, that's why it was also so beautiful to see how they turned their pain into power, whether it was like creating an artwork or a photo set or writing a loosely like, kind of like a fiction type of piece about their own experiences. So
Like an
we really made
autobiography
sure
of
that-
sorts, but not really.
to
Yeah.
protect their stories and to keep them sacred and safe, because it was already like so big of them to want to contribute to this book, not
Right.
really knowing. Like Jan and I had no background.
Actually, yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned earlier that like some of these people, actually majority of the people, you've never actually met online and or never actually met beforehand. And for them to open up to you and, talk about something that was, possibly very traumatic for them, something that they've probably never spoken to about other people. Like, how did you guys go about, doing that? Because, I mean, obviously that couldn't have been easy.
No, I think a lot of it was a lot of collaboration on both parts. Like we really also had to check in with them every step of the way, being, is this okay with you? How are you feeling about this? Because this is as much their project as it is ours. So even if, Katya and I edited the book, this wouldn't have been possible without all of their trust and all of their honesty. So for us, we really tried to make sure to give them as much control over that as possible, so that, they could speak about what they were comfortable with and no boundaries were being pushed in any way. But I think also in a way, the people that ended up being in the book were also ready to maybe have
to
some
open up about it,
conversation about it. Yeah. And I think we really emphasize that collaboration piece a lot with them.
Okay.
So this is, I have to ask this because, I mean, these women are very young, right?
Yes.
That you're the demographics.
Batchmate mo to, Gen Z, diba?
Mga batchmate ko. The demographics is very young. So to be able to talk about the prejudice that surrounds them, the discrimination, the harassment, is quite heavy.
Yes, definitely.
I mean,
but I think it's also a great perspective because it's fresh. You know how sometimes, like, usually when you start out working, like, you're this idealistic kind of like unjaded person, right? And then as the years go by, you start to kind of
realize
you put on your armor, and then you kind of like learn to deal with shit that technically you shouldn't be dealing with.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you're like, that's just the way it is.
So it's nice to get the perspective of somebody who had just gotten in, or somebody who's young, or somebody who's new, because like at least that way, like it's really fresh, and you know that it's the closest to a true account of what really happened, as opposed to somebody who's been like there for like 15 years na parang okay, medyo may mga pinabayaan ka ng parts of it.
Yeah, well, I think a great deal is the awareness. I think what this book is the importance of it is bringing awareness to not only the women, but also to the gentlemen, the men. Who are in
who might
power,
not know what they're doing.
Who
you know,
are,
like sometimes like they're unaware of things.
or are in the corporate ladder, and majority of the time, these women are that you've interviewed are probably more corporate than anything, right? Majority of them.
Not exactly.
What
I mean,
fields?
Corporate, yes, but literally any other field. I think one thing that the book does highlight is that it could happen anywhere, in any place, even in places that you think are safe and familiar.
Like without giving too much of the book, what are some places that?
I think it's safe to say that it happens in schools.
Okay, in school. Okay.
Within families, and these are it's more difficult to talk about when it's supposedly a space that's
safe
more
space.
Yeah, safe space.
familiar.
Yeah.
And it's that was one thing that we also noticed, and I think a lot of the women, young as they were, decided to come and share their stories with us because now they have the language and the resources to talk about things that they've experienced. And as you mentioned earlier, this is also for the men. Like, we get asked quite a lot, who is Big Deal for? And it's really not just for the women and the young girls, but also for the men to be educated, because this isn't something that we see every day.
Happening to men.
It's really important to educate the men as well, and like the boys, even when they're super young. Like, I have a younger brother, and I mean, it's just the two of us at home. Like, we're the only two siblings. And Yana also has two brothers. And we try to do our part in educating them too, because who else is going to do it? And I think it's also just so important to include them in the conversation, because awareness is like the first step towards, progress.
Being better people.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the best way to educate them is. So did you strap your brother down and said, okay, we're going to go through this book. We're going to go through this book every day till we finish it.
Exactly.
All right?
Since we're stuck at home.
All right? It's 2020. You ain't going anywhere.
I wonder if he's listening right now.
So how is it?
He'll quiz you later.
How is it after? Obviously, the book is out, and
how's the response?
Yeah. How is it? What's the feedback?
Oh my gosh, it was just so overwhelming. I think Yana, we were like...
This is overwhelming in a good way.
Is there a big deal too? Is there a big deal too?
Hopefully in the
Volume
future.
2.
I mean, that's
Hopefully
why
someday.
Mayaman na ba kayo? Mayaman na ba?
No, we're not profiting off of the book.
It's sold out. It's sold out.
No, but I mean, like, we were just talking about it earlier, like, and I'm sure you got the perspective of 24 different people, but I'm sure it's happening to so much more. So, definitely like a lot of room in there for, all the other accounts of this happening. But sorry, you were saying.
We wanted to, like what Katya was saying, the response was so overwhelmingly like positive that we were just I was super shocked. Like, I was just like, wow, like this is, I mean, of course we had our worries and stuff, and we were thinking, how will this go? It's important. We need to get this out there. But of course, we were thinking about other things as well. But I think in the end, it was really a conversation that needed to happen. It was something that, people were ready to talk about. And I think that's a lot of what the book stands for. It's facilitating spaces of conversation, I think in order for, like what Katya was saying, in order for us to really grow, we need to be a little uncomfortable. We need to talk about things that
you don't necessarily want to talk about, or
exactly. So we kind of seek a little bit of discomfort in order to really understand yourself and understand, people around you. So I think that's also one thing that we were so happy about, because people were talking about, this and
Even
talking
our guy
about
friends.
Yes.
We're joining the conversation.
which is essentially what you
Yeah,
planned for the book
exactly.
in the first place.
And that's why we decided to call the book Big Deal.
Okay.
It was actually the first title we came up with, because we were like, what can possibly
Wow, one and done. You like
one and done. Oh,
yeah, one and done.
Parang was like, okay.
We didn't
why
have
are you so
any other
effective?
options.
Yeah, we were saying like, women, I think, have the tendency to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, whether it's something good that happened to them or something bad. And
Even
we
if it
really
is,
wanted to reclaim the statement. And so we shortened it to big deal. And hopefully that would be like a starting point for these conversations to happen and have women and even men, take a step back and think like, actually, wait, it is a big deal. Like, let's talk about it. And I think it was also a really good sign that it was the first title that we came up with.
Yeah.
And we were very confident that all the other women that we tapped to join would agree with us. And this is like something that we really wanted to emphasize throughout each of the pieces in the book. Yeah.
You see this as becoming...
I love how concise it is because like, email header pa lang bro, matagal ako eh. Hi? No. Hello? No. Greetings? No. Like, and then you got a title of a book in one go.
Oh, exactly. You're trying to figure out the subject. What's the subject?
I never know what to write for a subject. Like,
exactly.
Is that what I'm not talking about in the email already?
Do you guys see this going even further? Making this into TV series,
TV special.
Yeah, I mean, big deal with different, obviously with the stories in the book, and actually putting it out on a online
form of media.
You don't have to be on the
podcast.
It doesn't have to be necessarily on television. It could be online, and someone can shoot. You can, if you guys didn't know how to write a book, now you guys have a book. Maybe you guys might want to direct and write the script.
Who knows? Yeah.
If there's any network out there.
Yeah, it would be a great way to actually lift what you have on the pages. And I think sometimes visually, a lot of, obviously a lot of great books have come out on the big screen or have become TV series. So why not, right? Why can't the big deal? And if you need actors, I mean, pro bono, we can. You got.
Yeah, no, I'd love
we
to
got
play an
two
asshole.
guys here. You got your dad.
It's
your
always
BF.
nice to play a villain. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
you got
I mean, something that they wouldn't expect. Like, oh, okay.
Tapos if a random person comes up to me in public and be like, harasser, and I'm like, oh, I know I did a good job. You know what I mean? Like, it was a convincing performance.
Yeah. Did anyone?
No, but
come
I
up
mean
to
that
you?
way, like you also kind of
With that opportunity.
get the word out
Not
a little
yet,
bit more.
But
You know
now
what
that
I mean?
you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, because
I mean,
it's gonna reach a different
demographic altogether. Yeah. 'cause-
Now all of a sudden that sometimes when people when they look at a book they get like, oh my gosh, it's a book. I have to really spend a lot of time. But then if you put it like on TV form, they're like, okay, good.
It's just easier to consume.
It's easier to consume. I mean, if you make it just right, say one story about less than 10 minutes or so, people will be like, hey, this
Like
is something I-
almost like what is it? What's that TV series on Netflix that has different stories? Your favorite
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. So it'd be like
Okay.
Black Mirror,
Yeah.
where you have
Hopefully it's not as scary
like-
or like
yeah.
Scarier.
scarier.
It's hard to be a woman.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
I hear about it from my wife all the time, so I get it.
That's right.
No, but I mean honestly, like, because I mean, think about it this way: like, how many people do we know out there watch the Harry Potter series first before actually reading the book? You know what I mean? Like, it's just maybe sometimes for some people it's easier to consume that form of media. So might actually be a good idea too.
Yeah, I think in all mediums it would.
Don't worry,
definitely-
you don't have to get us as actors because we give you the idea. It's fine. It's okay.
we can co-produce. No, but I mean, it would be great. Also, I mean, be it TV, put it on a podcast, YouTube, whatever. I mean, it would be so interesting.
Yeah.
TikTok, where everyone is anyway.
Wait, so when did the book come out? Was it
2021, right?
2021?
We had like an online book launch because pandemic restrictions were still pretty
Right.
bad. So we had this online launch, but luckily last year we were able to have an in-person launch and we got to invite some of our contributors to join us and to read their pieces out loud and to share a bit about them. And it was just so great finally getting to meet some of the women that we featured and also celebrating the book and all the pain and all of the joy and all of the work that went into putting it out there because Yana and I definitely couldn't have done it if it weren't for all of the women that so bravely decided to come forward and to share with us. And we were also really lucky that our publisher worked really closely with us to make sure that our vision was executed properly. And it was a lot I mean, it was amazing to see it all come together and to actually hold the book when it was printed. Yana and I were like over the moon because there were many times when we didn't think that we could ever accomplish it.
Finish, yeah.
As much as, opening up and sharing is very empowering, but it also has a double-edged sword where the people sharing are going to be obviously in a spotlight
you leave
where
yourself vulnerable.
in a spotlight where
People
hard to work with that person. Oh no, she's experienced this, so it can almost be a double-edged sword and detrimental to that person's professional life, right? When they put themselves out there.
Or even personal life, let's face it.
I mean, it's not easy. Like you said, a lot of them wanted to be anonymous, but them reading, obviously, how did you do that without, no photos, no videos, with those that wanted to read their story, or they were okay with it?
I mean, not all of the women that contributed to the book were
there.
So
to be anonymous.
Just the ones who were willing to
share their story.
Stories.
Yeah. I mean, because it's a bit
very sensitive.
Exactly, and obviously here in the Philippines we're still somewhat a bit backwards when it comes to social issues.
A bit. Understatement of the year.
And get this, Slick and Gino. Katya has another book. So she wasn't. She
that's the other book.
She got bored and decided to write another book.
There's much more.
And
2 books in like 3 years. 3 years.
So she published her second book, Fearless Filipinas 2. So this is the one with 24 women, correct?
Yes. Sorry, Big Deal actually had about 24 also, 22 or 24.
Okay.
Some women submitted their pieces together as well. But yes, Fearless Filipinas 2, 24 Women Who Dare to Dream, came out a few months later. I'm like losing track.
Sorry, wait, why is it called Fearless Filipinas 2? Is it 2 like the number 2 or
the number 2 because
there was a first book.
But I wasn't involved yet with the project. I just took over for
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And she was co-author and managing editor for this book, right? And who did you have in this book? Who are some of the? Obviously, I touched up on Seth Drilon was one of them. Megan Young.
Cam Rodriguez. We had Gia Tolentino, one of my favorite writers.
Okay.
So we also had a lot of younger women, Gen Z women like Tasha Tanhudko or Macy Lee. So young girls who started their own NGO. So we really tried to cover as many women as we could, spanning all sorts of industries. We had journalism, media, entertainment, sports, business, things like that. We really wanted to encapsulate all the opportunities that young Filipino women have and to sort of give them role models and women to look up to, because we don't really get exposed to these in school. Like local Filipino role models. And we wanted to encourage...
That's true. Yeah.
We wanted to encourage the youth. Basically, this book is more for the youth. That, their dreams are not impossible and that there are women who have accomplished things that they may never have thought they could.
I think this is a great mix of women in different industries.
Different professions.
You have a journalist, you have Miss World and Megan Young, broadcast journalist Seth Drilon, Cara Magsanok, founder of I Can Serve Foundation, Vic Morales, Reyno, broadcast journalist, also Michelle Baumgartner, race car driver. You have also some entrepreneurs. You have Ruby Ibarra, the rapper. Remember her? I think we were supposed to actually have her on the show.
Yeah.
We have also in this booklet pediatrician, Josie Trinidad, Disney animator, which I didn't even know. Only now. Co-founder of Kids for Kids Philippines, like you mentioned, Tasha, and Alex Ayala, the tennis player, Slick.
Tennis player,
Yes.
So different fields. At least that way, whatever it is that you dream about as a young person, you
at least everything. There's
look, she was able to do it, so why can't I?
How difficult is it? Obviously, you guys had the privilege, and we know that there's different demographics here in the Philippines, and for those who are less fortunate and don't get don't have the access to proper education, obviously their dreams are a bit different. You know, eating one meal a day or 2 meals a day is what the focus is, depending on the demographics they belong to. But for obviously the masses, how can this bring awareness to them, or how can this help them, considering that, you know, reading and writing is totally so difficult to begin with, right? And as we see, reaching out to them, medyo mahirap, right? So this book is definitely for those that are privileged to have an education, or at least whoever is sponsoring their
have
education.
that opportunity.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
but I think one thing that we definitely want to do one day, and we get asked a lot, like, are we gonna have another book? Is to tap different demographics as well. I think when we started, we didn't really know how to go about putting together a book, and so we were like, okay, it's a big project to take on. Let's start at least with something like we're more familiar with.
Okay.
So that's also why we confined the age range to Gen Z and millennial Filipinos.
Right.
But of course, we were also like, you know, what about people our mom's age, or like what about the younger generation?
younger generation, yes.
And so we were like, you know, obviously there's a lot of ground to cover, and every woman, like no matter what their background is, has a story to tell. And so eventually, hopefully,
Hoping.
we can cover these stories and, you know, try to get to the book to as many people as possible, and not just with what we're familiar with and what we're comfortable with.
No, which is nice, is because you talk about maybe the senior citizens, how they start to adapt to, you know, obviously with inflation and stuff like that, you know, their pension may not be enough. How have they shifted, like maybe doing like maybe some home business or something? I mean, that would be pretty interesting for other senior citizens to think that, hey, may pag-asa pa. Is that even if you retired from, say, your work, but then there's still opportunity for you to make money, to help out your family. And hey, I mean, it's great that you guys are thinking that far ahead, so that you can help other people, not just, you know, the Gen Zs or the ones that have the opportunities, but the ones that feel that, okay, baka, there's nothing out there for me. But then once they read it, they're like, oh, meron pa.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we said, like a majority of, if the biggest population is the masses, and I think the mindset is if we can get this to them, would be great, right? Because I think when you think about it, what their aspirations are is showbiz, right? Showbiz.
It's either showbiz, or they'll go into, or they see, like, for example, like boxing. They'll go try to get into sports because they feel that, okay, this is the only way out.
This is the quickest way also to
exactly. But then, I mean, look at Filipinas. You know, them showing that, hey, we can make it a world class football team.
Yeah, but made of.
Exactly.
No, but it starts out.
It starts out that way,
and then you see them, and then you
it's like
as a young Filipina,
politics happen, right? Where
exactly.
It gets kind of messy. So
politics are a little hard to control, my friend.
Exactly. But then I mean, like, for example, like, say Heidelin, yes. she has her weightlifting foundation. I mean, she's working with Nutrition Depot, and you see these kids. These kids are okay. They didn't know that, say, pushing weight like that is maybe their way out of poverty, but I mean, she's giving them the opportunity and Nutrition
to explore
Depot,
that also.
to explore it, and I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, seeing all these kids knowing that, okay, this is my way out. I can be a world class lifter like Heidelin. And that's like, that's pretty badass.
I think also maybe that would be the next book, is athletes. Is she 5 years old, 4 years old? Alvin Aguilar's daughter. She's
mixed martial arts, yeah.
I think she's 5 now.
5 years old. She's like 6-time world class champion, 6 world class champion jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like,
but
so good.
But the thing with the athletes is you gotta get them now before they move to other countries. You know, the support here is not so great. We have a lot of talented athletes, we really do.
Yeah,
but,
Yuki Sasso is now Japanese. We have a fencer that's now, I think, Ivory Coast. But there's so much There's so much more to do, and I'm sure you guys will do it. And I can't wait to get the book. How can people avail of this book? Online? Is there a hard copy?
Yes, we have hard copies available on bookshelf.com.ph.
Yan. Okay, there we go.
There you go. Hey, congratulations, guys. I mean, like, what goes without saying, obviously, like, you've accomplished so much in such little time.
And our friends,
you must be really proud of yourselves.
Our friends from Australia are asking, do you ship to Australia?
Oh,
there. Oh. Or is there an ebook version, or is it like
ebook
just
Or is there like a
yes.
Kindle version?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So high tech. Okay. All right.
Yes, Tito Tones. That's what we do now. There are ebooks now.
Yo, I like the
Dude, I don't think
paperback.
anybody ever even says high tech anymore.
Wow, that's so high tech.
Wow. I like buying books. You know, I mean, I hardly read books, but if I am gonna purchase a book,
It has to be this one.
yeah. I need a hard copy. I need to, go through it.
Oh, but there's something also to be said about the smell of a new book. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And just flipping through it, it's just like the whole feel.
But at least for everybody else out there who is not based in the Philippines, then you can get the ebook. Is it also available on bookshelf.com.ph?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And Katya, do you have any other advocacies or any other things you want to promote?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I work in
romance.
kind of related, but I haven't been writing as much because now I work for Kindred Health, so it's the first hybrid women's clinic in the country.
Okay.
We have doctors for every specialization that women need. We also have immunizations and we have IV drips. So we also opened our first clinic last December in Surrendra, BGC. And hopefully many more to come.
Ooh,
so it's also
IV
really
drip.
trying to make
A lot of people
healthcare more
doing that now.
accessible to women in the country. Actually, our tagline is Health for All, Womankind. So I help with their content. And then
Okay.
Yana can talk about her advocacy also.
What else aren't
How
you
about you,
doing, Katya?
Yana's doing really great work. I mean,
Okay.
she's studying now, so Yans, go.
I am still working to finish school, so we'll figure that out. But with some friends over the pandemic, I also started a mental health organization with them online. It's an online safe space. It's called How You Wednesdays. And How You Wednesdays champions a fandom-based approach to mental health. So how can we learn more about ourselves through the things that we love? And these can be through sports, through Harry Potter, through all those things. But in
Video games.
video games, exactly.
I don't think video games does a lot for mental health, man. I'm losing mine. Like,
Because you're not sleeping, bro.
Because I'm not sleeping. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the
The approach to it.
the approach to it. How do we make it something that's more understandable? 'Cause
Sorry, did you say Hallyu Wednesdays? Like Hallyu?
Yes, how you want to say Korean.
Oh, okay,
K-pop,
Korean.
like K-pop. I'm a huge K-pop fan.
Oh,
so,
okay.
and my
Nice.
two friends who I started it with are also huge K-pop fans. So that's kind of where we started, and
Right.
hoping to branch out from there. But that's where we started.
Hey, that's a nice way of approaching it. Like, I mean, it's something that people are already interested in and find common interest and stuff. So,
Is there a website, a Facebook?
We do have an Instagram page,
Okay,
so
all
feel
right.
free to check us out there. We're most active on that. So yes, it's at How You Wednesdays.
At Hayu Wednesdays?
Hallyu, bro.
Hallyu? Hallyu. Sorry, I'm not a...
This guy-
K-pop is definitely...
this guy's about to ask, how do you spell that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pants Club.
None of my picks on Netflix is Korean. But here in the Philippines, top 10, all Korean, down 1 to 10.
For good reason. Come up with a pretty good shows, man.
Good stuff. Good.
All right. Is there any, you want to greet anyone? You want to say hi? Obviously, you want to thank anyone? Dad is here.
Yeah, my dad is like staring at me. I can feel it.
Clearly very proud.
That is
Very
support. See, that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
My dad, Martin Lechauco, it's his dream come true to visit a radio station.
Oh, yeah.
Get him on the mic.
Get him on the mic.
Get him
Oh,
on the mic.
yeah.
Don't move to the other side. Let him sit there. Let him take
My
your
mom,
job.
who's
It's fine.
listening, Tanya, Oma, my Lola, and of course, Jans. It's great to see you again, even if it's online. I wish you could be here today, but I'm so happy that we got to do this together again. Yana and I always say that never gets old, like talking about our books. And, you know, we were so lucky that we got this opportunity to put it out there once again. So thank you for having us.
Oh, no. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for replying because I wasn't sure. You know, obviously, when Tony sends a DM, it's kind of like, okay, questionable.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
questionable. Yeah.
So I was just
I've seen some of the DMs.
basically getting the lineup of the week and changing it up because it was getting to a point where, okay, the Viva guests were, okay, it in terms of
Overflowing.
There was no yin and yang. There's
no yin and yang, exactly. It was just
okay.
too much
just
yang.
We needed that balance.
Too much yang. So thank you guys for accepting this interview. Sir Martin, you want to say hi to anyone? We have a Batian portion. So Emil, you want to say hi to anyone?
Oh, is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Yes, it is.
My God,
Tell
this
him
is
to
my
put on the
first time
headset.
to
Yeah, so you can hear himself.
extend this. No, I
So,
just want to
sir-
say hi to congratulate Yana, my goddaughter, and of course my
Hi, Ninong.
Hi, and happy birthday. And
Oh, thank you.
Oh, happy birthday.
Sienna's
Oh, is it your
birthday.
birthday today?
Yesterday,
and,
my birthday was
shout out
yesterday.
to my
Oh, hey,
best
belated
friend,
happy birthday.
Glenn,
Thank
who's
you.
the father of Yana and Tisha. I can go on, but I've
No, you should.
Is this your bedroom voice, Sir Martin?
I was about to say,
Yo, he comes in. Sir Martin comes in. He's like, oh, 99.5 was the station. I'm like, oh. So I name all the DJs. He's like, oh my gosh. He knows everyone. He named.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. He knows his radio.
But
No,
today we're
you know, I-
89.9 all the way.
There you go.
He could have his own show.
DJ
Look
Martin
at
signing
that.
off.
Look at that confidence. Look at that.
We need a
it's
nighttime.
easy.
We need a nighttime DJ. So if you're okay, all right.
No, he can come in for Sam. Sam's not here yet. So
Yeah. If you can fill in for Sam YG. He's away for another week or month. 1 month.
2 months. 2 months pa daw.
2 months.
Another
2
week.
months. 2 months. 2 months. All right, we're about done and we're out of here. How can people, I guess, add you up on the socials?
Well, my Instagram is Katya Lich. Yana's is _Yans Garcia.
Yeah, sorry, Jans. I added someone else earlier. Sorry about that.
We also have
like,
an
who's
Instagram
that?
for Big
Did you make a
Deal.
new friend today, though?
Like, hello. Are you my guest today? Sorry.
Also Big
Actually,
Deal
I'm locked out of my Instagram right now. That's another story,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm gonna get that.
what
back
happened
very
there?
soon.
Did you get hacked?
My phone got stolen.
Oh.
And the number attached to the two-factor authentication was my US
Yeah.
number. So I have to go back and get the SIM card to be
Just
able
so
to
you
go
get
back on
the-
Instagram. But I'll be
yeah,
able
the
to get it.
You lost your phone here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, in the Philippines or like?
I lost my phone. Yes, it was in the Philippines.
Okay.
How'd you lose this? Where?
I was out and someone took it from my pocket.
Oh, was it?
well.
Where?
Okay.
Because Tony,
Dude, I think it happens everywhere here.
Yeah,
Tony-
it's basically
It's everywhere.
Tony got the hookups. Tell him what brand you need. He got it,
Or was this in Makati, BGC?
in the Publishon area.
Publisher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I also wasn't being very careful. So that was
right.
also
But see, we shouldn't have to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because,
but
you should
it happens
feel-
quite often. Yeah, but yeah.
All
So
right.
don't forget, keep your IMEI number so you can block out your phone whenever it gets
Yes,
stolen or anything like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies,
Yeah.
and
Thank you,
all the
thank you,
best.
and a belated happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're
But
gonna-
hey, you know what? Since she lost her phone, I know Gina.
Ito ba?
He's been
Kasi,
flexing
so
about
naman
something.
tayo.
I mean,
Magpa-flex na
you
naman
gotta-
ako.
You gotta let them know, what's happening. There's something available just in case.
Oh, sakto lang actually. Pero gusto ko lang siguraduhin muna na para wala namang no hard feelings naman to boys na magpa-flex na ako ng konti.
Go lang.
Okay, kasi alam mo, ang dami-dami natin flex sa buhay. Marami dyan. Medyo marami mayabang, di ba? Pero isa lang naman talaga yung pinaka nakaka-flex. It's the Smart Postpaid Power Pack SIM-only plans. Bro,
Tama ka dyan, Gino. I also just want to flex that my Smart Postpaid plan already has only 5G data for 12 months in select areas for as low as 99 pesos. 999. 999 pesos.
Tama ka dyan, Toads! Of course, for as low as 999 pesos, your smart postpaid plan already has 20 gig open access data, only all net calls and texts, only landline calls, and 12 months Netflix mobile plan subscription on top of your only 5G data in select areas.
Ano mo, flex naman talaga ang smart postpaid plan, mga bros. It's awarded the best mobile network 3 times in a row. An analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data for Q1 to Q2, Q3 to Q4 of 2022, and Q1 to Q2 2023 based on speed and coverage.
And I also want to flex that you can easily switch to smart postpaid plan without changing your number.
With that, switch to Smart Postpaid Plan, the Philippines' best mobile network analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data for Q1, Q2 2023 based on coverage and speed without changing your number.
Okay, to all of our listeners out there, switch to Smart Postpaid Plan now and be able to flex their Power Pack plans.
Switch to Smart Postpaid Plan now.
Terms and conditions apply. Postpaid plan application is subject to credit approval. Smart Signature Plans Plus only 5G for 12 months. Promo date is from April 15, 2023 to June 30th, 2023. Extended until December 31, 2023 as per DTI Fair Trade Permit Number FTAB 164557 Series of 2023. Smart Signature Plans Plus Netflix Mobile Bundle Promo Plan 999 and up. Promo is from January 12, 2023 to August 17, 2023. Extended until December 31, 2023 as per DTI Fair Trade Permit Number FTB 158952 Series of 2023. ASC reference number is S0132P071923S.
Thank you, Slick. Gino, we're just about out of here, and that wraps up the show. See you guys tomorrow. It's Taco Tuesday. Wednesday, we have Ken and Naya. If you guys are big fans of Ken and Naya, and also our friends
Tony,
from...
bringing back balance to the show. Taco Tuesday.
Exactly.
And then...
balance in the force.
Wednesday, we have not one, but 2 artists from Viva Max. And Thursday, Thursdays, I have no idea who we have. Once again.
Our friends from TV5?
Yeah, TV5. Wilbert Ross. That's it.
Yes.
Wilbert Ross will be in town. Okay.
All right, you guys stay safe out there. If you're driving back home from anywhere, maybe you went out of town for the long weekend.
Oh yeah,
or maybe you're still out of town.
Maybe.
Speaking of out of town,
just take a leave for the rest of the week. Kasi long weekend na naman next week.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they actually put all the toll fares along Cavitex and the MIA. Now they have raised the prices starting today.
All right.
So if you're going through those toll booths,
always fun,
and you've run out of credits so quickly, there's a reason why they raised the prices. So don't forget to reload your RFID, or else you're gonna be stuck. And then starting, I believe next month, is it September? September 1. All toll booths are gonna be cashless. So.
But
they said that already, like 2020, man.
Yeah, they said that, but then they also said starting September 1, it will be cashless, but it is a dry run.
Oh, good luck. Good. I'm not taking the
That's
toll.
never gonna happen.
Yeah, they say it's a dry run, so that means
right.
It's been 2 years. No, it's been 3 years.
3 years.
They first said that.
3 years. All right, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
Sexy time. Today's best music, magic.